Hey wrestling fans, it's that time of year again where I review and give you my personal opinions on the Dark Side of the Ring episodes. So last night was season 4, episode 1, Tammy Sytch and Chris Candido. Let's go. Now let's make this short and sweet. I just want to say Chris Candido just seemed like a gem of a human being. Hearing his brother say if Chris knew he would have passed away at 33, wouldn't have got married, wouldn't have had kids, but he would have had everything he accomplished in his wrestling career, especially in the WWF at the time. He would have accepted his fate. That kind of makes it a little better, not really bittersweet, if you want to say. So seeing Chris's mom at the end kind of accept everything with his career and kind of tell people to live their dreams, even though she didn't fully accept his wrestling career while he was alive, was also kind of a beautiful moment. Now to get into Tammy Sytch a little bit, I have made videos previously about her and her struggles with mental health and addiction. Two sides of the coin here, and I do want to say, and I've said this before in the past, I believe strongly that people that drive under the influence are, I think it is deplorable. What she did to that man recently, took his life because she drove her car under the influence, I find absolutely disgusting. She has talked previously in interviews and shoot interviews about her DUIs in the past. This was before the fatal accident, and she has not been sorry, ever. She laughs them off, thinks it's a joke, thinks it's an oopsie, says she has no regrets in life. I don't believe that that has changed. If you read the court documents or have been following her case up to this point with the man that has been unalived, it kind of seems like she's fighting it really hard. I don't think she's sorry. I think it's despicable. I do not feel bad for Tammy Sytch in this moment of her life. When I look back at Tammy Sytch before she started wrestling and went into Smoky Mountain, that girl, I feel, was different than the woman we're seeing now. That plays into mental health and drug addiction and all that. I feel for that girl that just wanted to go to school to be a doctor, but at the end of the day, they're the same person. You know what I mean? When I watch that TV special in ECW that Paul Heyman did with Tammy Sytch, her saying, you know what, some days crying, I don't want to wake up in the morning, because I have been there and I have had my own drug addiction. I can feel for that person looking at her as a little girl. That being said, that does not excuse anything. And now just to end this, I want to say I'm going to be watching a lot of Chris Candido matches. I'm going to go back to TNA. I'm going to go back to ECW, especially ECW, because I think that man loved pro wrestling more than anyone ever. Like, it's watching Jim Cornette cry on Dark Side of the Ring, watching Jim Cornette cry at the end of Dark Side of the Ring and have to get up and leave. You could just feel from all the people in Chris Candido's life that he was such a beautiful soul. And Tammy Sytch might say that she has no regrets in life, and she should have aplenty. But I think one of her biggest regrets in life should be offing a man, but also treating this man, Chris Candido, somebody that loved her so much, with so much disrespect. And she should, I hope she feels that till the end of her days while she's sitting in prison.